Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and as you can see, I am joined today from the Transformers Generations Legends line, Cliffjumper and his Target Master partner, Suppressor. Cliffjumper is of course a repaint of the Wave 1 Bumblebee, while Suppressor is a repaint of the Target Master Roller, and even includes that modified Optimus Prime ion rifle. We'll get the Suppressor in a little bit, because I think there's something cool going on with that figure. Starting off with Cliffjumper, they've done some paint, or repainting I should say, to make Cliffjumper look less like a futuristic Cybertronian Tron car, and more like a normal street roadster. As you can see, it does roll quite nicely. I do find that it's a little easier to transform than Bumblebee in terms of getting it into vehicle mode. And yeah, other than that, it is a straight repaint. There's the All About logo on the back, which will become the chest. So yeah, to transform, you just want to go ahead and unpeg what will be the arms from the side here and swivel them down. Basically, what happens is this tab right here pegs into the inside of the arm, and there's a little tab here that will peg into the front of what would be the foot. So just go ahead, bring those down, and look, Cliffjumper is looking at you. Next, you can just bring the vehicle around to the side just like this, and then you're de-quartering or flipping out the torso and legs, and in doing so will force the back plate up, straighten the legs out, separate them, and then flip the feet down all the way. Rotate the arms around so they're pointing down. Go ahead, bring this back piece up, which will reveal the head. Now the hands have this really neat transformation where you basically flip the front wheel plate out, rotate it up, and in doing so flips the hand out. And then it will tuck and sort of peg into the side of the forearm. Repeating it here on the other side. And there you go. And you just can adjust the shoulder pads here that break up the car panel type look. And then just pose them up. And there you got Cliffjumper. Now I do want to mention some of the joints, especially in the hips, do feel a little looser, but not that bad. Pretty much he's all a ball joint shoulder, ball joint here at the elbow, ball joint hips like I just mentioned, swivel at the knees, but you unfortunately get a little bit less than 90 degrees, and you have some swiveling here at the foot, but that's really just for transformation. No rotation at the waist, no articulation at the head. So yeah, let's pause and take a look at Suppressor. Here's Suppressor. On the back of the packaging, it talks about Cliffjumper's paranoia about finding Decepticon spies, and he feels that Suppressor is a spy. Suppressor, it then says, needs to prove himself so he doesn't get captured behind enemy lines. But they're a little vague about which side is the enemy. Now, I have heard that Suppressor, the design, is based on a MicroMaster off-road vehicle that was a Decepticon. Okay, and being a repaint of Roller, allow me to bring in Nemesis Prime here, it does still have some of the interactivity. If you notice these prongs right here, and this was something I found out after the original Optimus Prime review, there are these little slots here on the back of Nemesis Prime's feet that you can actually plug Suppressor into, and use just the gun here. And you have this basic towing ability. Yes, and this will work on Optimus Prime as well. And of course, if you allow me to remove Spinister, you can plug the true Optimus Prime weapon, or Nemesis Prime weapon, up there as well. I don't know if that's done on purpose, or it's just a coincidence due to the shared mold. But yeah, that is kind of interesting that you can do that with Suppressor. Now for transformation, go ahead, remove the rifle, sit the vehicle back, and flip the arms out. And there you have robot mode. As you can see, basically you have a little swatch of yellow on black. That's for his face. There is some nice detailing there, but it's very small and hard to see. Let's see if I can clean this up for you and give you a good look at him. There you go. See right there. Other than that, I think basically the figure was molded in gray and then painted over. So that's why with here some of the yellow might look a little off. And then you have, the head was gray, painted black with a yellow faceplate. So yeah, to get him into weapon mode, you can fold the arms back down, return him to vehicle mode. Go ahead, pull this whole section up and out. Make sure the arms stay flat just like that. And turn it over. Flip down what will be the handle, and there you have Suppressor as a double barrel cannon. It's kind of interesting because this back section really doesn't fold up evenly, but this main part, which is the front of the blaster, does point forward. And the way the handle works, it does hold it forward. Now, like with Optimus Prime, there is a way to connect the rifle through a peg on Suppressor's chest, so you have this combined weapon. Thanks to the Japanese line, there is actually a second way to combine the weapon. By using this rear stock, it's actually molded in such a way that it can slide between what would be the legs of Suppressor and the barrels of the main cannon, just like so. And it does stay in, so you have this much longer rifle, which looks like the bazooka launcher that Cliffjumper used in the original cartoon almost. Bringing in Cliffjumper, you will notice that there is a slight problem with him using this mold as his target master. It is very top heavy, and in fact, you have to do some finagling with the feet and knees and stuff to support the weight, that you can basically get it to stand up in a reasonable aiming manner. Let's see. Oh, I think I got it. No. There you go. So yeah, so basically Cliffjumper's back like that. I mean, with the blaster on its own, it's a little bit better. It's when you add that front piece that it becomes an issue. Just like that. And, oh, yeah, no. So you gotta. So, yeah, see, now unfortunately it's still giving you a bit of a trouble. Funny aside, if you remember on Bumblebee, these front wheels were molded in such a way that you could peg in the weapons, because of the rotor blade being a shield. So you can peg in Suppressor or this cannon. And of course, there is storage here on the back, or for vehicle mode if you so wish. But, yep, there we go. Got him to stand. So yeah, that's Cliffjumper with Suppressor. It's almost become cliche nowadays that whenever we see a Bumblebee figure, somewhere down the line there will be a Cliffjumper repaint. Well, I think this is a fine repaint of the Cliffjumper, of the Bumblebee mold. And I think this suits Cliffjumper perfectly. I do like what they're doing with the character Suppressor, and that maybe this really isn't Cliffjumper's partner. Now, one thing I did find interesting is that with Nemesis Prime and Cliffjumper, both these figures are numbered 18 and 19. Well, going online and looking around, I've come to find out that these figures were meant to be released much later on, but were pushed ahead of some of the other Legends figures like Bomb Strike and Power Glide. I'm sorry, I think it's Bombshell and Power Glide, who will be coming next year. And I think that has to do with the whole combination thing, but whatever. But anyway, I'm glad we got these now, and I'm glad that they'll be hitting shelves probably around the same time as Gears and Acid Rain. Some more repaints from the earlier waves. If you're a fan of Cliffjumper, definitely pick this up. If you already have Bumblebee, I'm not 100% sure I can recommend this, since it's basically just a straight repaint, and as you saw, the figure does have a hard time holding Suppressor in the full weapon mode. This is your old pal Chuck for Cliffjumper and Suppressor. We'll see you next time.